going on, everybody? It's Geoff Grammer with the Albuquerque Journal, joined by Sean Reider of the Albuquerque Journal as well. Sean, what's up?
Hi, Grammer. How are you today?
Pretty good. This is ABQ Journal Sports Live. This is our weekly show, which is every single week, as you well know.
Famously, we have not missed a week. Certainly not from late spring to the summer. We did not miss a single week.
I'm telling you. We already got a comment.
Thrifty Gaming. What's up,
hey,
man?
guys, hope your day is going well. I hope your day is going well too, Thrifty Gaming. And Sean, I hope your day is going well as well.
Grammer, how is your day going?
Well, when you joined, you're very somber.
You're gonna make me giggle again.
Sean logged in, and I had my glasses on because I'm old, and I was just sitting here.
He just looks so somber. Just completely. I come in and he's just sitting there like that. I mean, maybe a little bit further back, maybe a more morose look on your face. Just looks so somber.
That's what I'm known for. I'm known for keeping a nice, even keel, slow, calm, somber sort of persona.
We were at an event a couple weeks back, and there was a lot of people recognizing you and saying, "Hey, Grammer, I love your work. Keep it up, man. You're so somber on Twitter. I love it. You are somber.
Love your somber Twitter persona."
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna talk obviously Lobo sports like we always do, and whatever else comes up. One thing in particular, I think we should talk about, and we will get to, is some track and field news.
Yeah.
Some big stuff over the past week, which is, for UNM sports, obviously always a big deal. We will talk a little Mountain West football media days, wrapping it up. We did talk last Wednesday on day one of the two Mountain West media football days. So we'll talk a lot of Lobo football today, kind of one of my favorite little throwaway phrases, but we'll put a bow on that, which never really means what it's supposed to mean because we keep talking about it over and over again. Put a bow on it should wrap it up. But now we'll do that. We'll talk some Lobo basketball. There isn't a live or a open public practice tonight, so I will be there. Anyone watching this can certainly go to. There was a signing today, or a commitment. I don't know that he's officially got paperwork in yet. In fact, I would venture to say he has not, considering UNM has not yet announced it. But they did get a high school forward today. Mentioned a little bit about that. Why don't we start off, Sean, with what do you want to do? Football, or let's start off with the biggest news actually for UNM sports over the past weekend is the world record that Josh Kerr set. So let's start off with that. Why don't you set the table with what Josh Kerr did?
Yes, former Lobo, one of the great UNM runners of all time. Josh Kerr, I believe he is a Glasgow native, Scotland. I'm pretty sure. I think so.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Ran here in the late 2010s. He's had a really great pro career. I mean, I believe he runs for Brooks Beasts. I mean, he still lives in Albuquerque, trains in Albuquerque. So he is around quite frequently. He actually runs a lot with what's up.
Far be it for me to interrupt you when you're actually doing work. But Richie, you're not the only one who's not used to these yet.
Richie,
without fail, anytime you would give your My Boys post early in the show, Sean used to yell and yell.
I just did it.
Yeah, but I had
he's
to
from
interrupt.
Edinburgh, not Glasgow, by the way. Excuse me. But
No, I was saying yes to the Scotland part. Anyway, Richie, what's up? Thank you for being here.
Richie, and I need to double check this right now. Kerr won a national title in the indoor mile here in 2017 at UNM, and then he won the outdoor 1500 in 2017, the national championship in that as well. 2018 broke the collegiate record in the outdoor 1500 as well too. So very, very accomplished UNM career. Has had a very good pro career, and on Saturday he was going for the world record mile. Ended up actually kind of smashing it, if you really want to think about it. Ran a 3:42.66. I really liked the tweet that Pat Forty put out about this. I'll just quote him directly. This deserves more attention than it probably should have gotten. The men's mile world record was broken 8 times from 1975 to 1985 by 5 runners, when running was for the first time kind of becoming heavily optimized and all that as well. And then there were 2 big drops in the 1990s. looked like might have been maxed out at that point, though. I mean, it stood for a really, really long time, and Josh Kerr stretched the boundary. There's a great story on The Athletic if you have a subscription or if you have somebody that'll give you a gift link talking about, Kerr talking about the race. His hearing gave out in the final, like 110 over the final, like 110 meters, 100 meters or so, which is just unbelievable to think about. I think he averaged like 16.2 miles per hour, over the full length of it, which is just absolutely preposterous. But absolutely remarkable athlete, and very, very cool in the sense that he has such a deep connection to Albuquerque and New Mexico as well. And he's chosen to live in Albuquerque, train in Albuquerque, and do all that. So
Albuquerque's own.
Highlighting, yes.
Albuquerque's own Josh Kerr. We can say he's from
Edinburgh's own and also Albuquerque's own as well.
Albuquerque's own. I will also say a much lesser known, prominently anyway, Lobo is one of his two coaches, and the guy that's with him in every social media post you'll see and everything you'll see about him. There's a guy behind him. Well, you'll remember, I believe it was the Olympics in a time trial, but there was a New Mexico flag that he was there. He was the one doing it. But
excuse me for not being like, oh yeah, like here's how you tell like everybody that this guy's good at track. He's an Olympian as well. He had a silver in the 1500. So yeah, like that's probably the easiest way to sum that up. But really good.
There's a guy that's with him all the time with long black hair. He didn't with the Olympics, but now you'll see if you see any highlights. And actually, I saw a video earlier today. They gave him this diamond because it was the Diamond League that he broke this in, and they gave him this diamond watch that's I'm sure worth 20 grand or something. Anyway, to commemorate the moment for Project 222, by the way, 222, 222 seconds is what he was going for the record in the mile. And he did get 222.43 seconds or 4.6 or whatever it ended up being. Point being, guy with the long hair, Julian Flores. He is from Hobbs, New Mexico, went to Hobbs High School, ran with Josh in college at UNM, cross country and track. And they work out here in Albuquerque together, and a lot of they work out at Elevate Performance. I forget exactly the official name for Elevate, but all the pros and that have Albuquerque connections do a lot of their working out with Elevate. And again, apologies for not knowing the official name of Elevate. I just always call you guys Elevate. So anyway, Josh's record though is, look, the 100 is the sexy track record, but in a lot of ways,
I would say that the mile is. I would say the mile is right there, and that's.
Well, I was going to say, that's what I'll ask you, and you just said it. Like, I think the 100 meters is kind of the sexy one, but it's also because since the 80s, there were people going for the record and breaking it. I would say that it arguably the mile and the 100 are kind of right neck and neck. If not, the mile might be just a tad behind it, but I do think it has to do with the fact that it was an untouchable record for 40 years basically.
I think you have it flipped around. Like, frankly, I think like the 100 is so complicated, like the history of it, because of like doping scandals and stuff like that, and like records being wiped and all that as well. Like, I think like the mile, and the mile's always been kind of iconic in that sense. So. And
you are a Lobo track and field homer. So
famously, yes. That's why I'm backing the mile as the sexy record to break over the 100.
Yes. Sean is well known for his he always just
the 400 might be the record that I'm most interested in, frankly, but I would say the mile across.
I think the 100 is the sexy event, right? Like everyone, because isn't that what the Olympics finishes with too?
I mean,
they don't finish with the mile.
Yeah, but the mile is still all right. It's still a big deal.
I think this is the show topic. Let's talk about this for 1 hour.
We're gonna talk about track and field. No offense to anybody that enjoys track and field or anything like that. Like
there's a lot of shot putters.
If we figured out a way to get an hour out of like mediocre track and field takes by like a guy that hasn't ran track in like 8 years. And then did you run track? Did you ever?
In my first 2 years of high school, I did.
Okay. What would you run? What were you doing?
Much different body shape then. Let me preface it with that. But I was a distance runner. I used to run the 8 all the way to the
30. And you're turning your back on the mile record. You're like, oh, you were at practice watching the 100 guys. Like, man.
God, that's so sexy. That event is the sexy event.
We gotta stop.
Look, man, I knew you were going to have this horrible take. That's why I was so somber when you joined. I was like, I know he's going to bring
I got to put up with this for an hour.
And this middle distance running. All right, so the mile, pretty sexy.
No, hugely impressive. Hugely. All right, Richie. Seems like a lot of Lobos are breaking records. Eyeball emoji. Would be crazy if the football team broke some of their own this year to follow these accomplishments. Yeah, and
another guy who trains here. I forget his first name. Miller. Won that, I believe, the 800, and he trains here with Josh.
Oh,
he's not a UNM guy, but he's an Albuquerque trainer.
Hold on.
So anyway, I will say this too about Josh Kerr's record. It is I saw some people. I did see two people just sort of, if you get on social media, you'll see someone complaining about everything, right? And there were some people pointing out, the technology nowadays, and he had this.
You're talking about Brandon Miller?
Brandon Miller.
Okay, yeah.
I believe he won at the Diamond League, the 800, I believe, is what he won. And anyway, Miller, I know Miller, the last name, trains here in Albuquerque with him. Anyway, there were some people, and that you'll get this no matter what in 2026 on social media, because there wasn't social media around for everybody to have a take previously. But
there's like guys tweeting like Jim Ryan does it, and he's just like, what a schlub this guy is.
Well,
like,
there were people talking about
if he really wanted to do it, he should have broke the 100 record.
His aerodynamic suit, his shoes that were specially made for him. He did have sensors, which kind of set the pace for you. If you look at the replays of him setting the record, you'll see a little light sensor right on the inside of the track that did set a pace for him, that he was able to put in and say what pace he wanted to keep. And there were some people kind of critical of, technology, all this stuff's going to get broken now. Well, it hadn't been in almost 40 years. So
and that's the history. That's the history of track and field. It just gets more and more optimized as time goes on. And why not take advantage of the technology to further optime things? Like it's what it is.
It's not like modern basketball.
Guys used to run on cinder tracks, for God's sakes. You want them to go run it on a cinder track? Like,
put that peach basket back in. I want the record to really
shoe with zero, like the worst shoe possible, like imaginable. Running in sandals on a cinder track.
Yeah,
is that what people want? Like
barefoot, or it doesn't count.
There's got to be a guy that can definitely clock like a sub-4 mile in like bare feet out there. Like I am curious.
Hot take. We are full of the hot takes.
There's got to be a guy. Like I might look that up after. Falling like a YouTube rabbit hole.
Well, Leroy is saying supposedly 4-legged runners should take over the 50 meters by like 2050.
Optimization. Get 2 extra legs. Lobo Leroy is jacked. Talk about optimize.
Here, we'll get back. I thought this was a follow-up to detracting. Sorry.
It was too much. I couldn't see it correctly. All right, sorry about that, Lobo Leroy.
All right.
Can you put the question back up, actually?
What's that?
Can you put the question back up, or do you want to?
Yeah. So a lot of talk about dwindling P4 lifeboats and such. Do you think the laws and conference agreements will actually be written to lock G6 risers? I do think that. Well, no, I don't think the laws
at present, like right now, what's been proposed isn't really like locking out G6 risers. It's more of like P4s jumping between P4s in terms of like the Protect College Sports Act. Like that's been the big topic this week, where you would have to go if you are, I don't know, Wake Forest, and you wanted to go to another league. You would have to be, I believe, an independent for 5 years before you could join that league. You just have to kind of wander in the wilderness. But like Notre Dame and UConn. Like if UConn wanted to join, I believe the ACC or something like that, they could join immediately because they'd been independent and all that. I think that's my understanding of what's out there.
I would agree. This
has been the most convoluted bill in history to follow.
But I would add this notion that like rising schools wanting to better themselves would be anything that would take any kind of legal standing. If you look at everything the NCAA has lost legally in courts recently, it has to do with their antitrust exemptions.
Yeah.
And you can't basically limit people from trying to better themselves if other people are getting the same. And that's sort of why every athlete case goes in the way of the athlete, because if there's money out there, basically the courts are saying like they have a right to go earn that. As long as you guys have this monopoly on college sports, like they have a right to do that. Same for the schools. Like if you're telling New Mexico that Texas and Ohio State can make $100,000 or $100 million every year in their media rights deals, but you have to now legally stay in the Mountain West. This isn't to suggest that UNM has the opportunity to do anything other than be in the Mountain West. I'm just saying this idea that they're going to legislate that schools can't improve their status isn't ever going to fly. It's just not. Now, I don't think that necessarily means a whole bunch of schools are going to get the opportunity to rise. But no, I don't think anything like that's ever going to actually find its way to an actual law.
Yeah, and there was, I think, I don't know, I don't remember if it was Protect College Sports Act or whatever. And I think I don't remember exactly what it was, but at least 2 weeks ago, maybe 3, there was some talk about kind of the capping of conferences and how it would absolutely, I mean, it would affect the possibility of G6 risers making a move up. It was a little bit more prohibitive than what's been suggested right now, but I'm just making it more confusing at this point.
Yeah, you ruined everything.
I did.
All right, I'm going to scroll through back to a couple comments here. Early Thrifty Gaming did ask, will the new basketball edition be at the open practice tonight? I not to my knowledge, but there is an open practice tonight, and the new basketball signee, Nate. I should have had this up, but let me pull up his name so I don't butcher this too bad.
I haven't read your story, so he's from
He went to school at Oklahoma State. Yeah, he went to school at Oklahoma State.
Okay.
Oklahoma State, geez. In Oklahoma, the state of Oklahoma. He's in Oklahoma City. And his name is Nate Murithi, Muriithi. And he's a 6'6" power forward who did really good this past weekend at the Peach Jam, has been doing really good this summer at EYBL. He also went into the summer after his senior year uncommitted, so take all this with a grain of salt. He impressed enough that the Lobos said, yeah, let's get him now. But is he going to be a day one impact guy? But probably not if he is in mid to late July and just now signing with somebody. But he is somebody that the Lobos didn't have to get. I thought that they were pretty much locked in at 12, and the fact that they signed him anyway only tells me that he can bring some sort of value, and they do need some help in rebounding. So there you go.
The tone of you talking about him reminds me of summer of 2023 when the New Mexico Lobo football team added a running back transfer, and I was like, I thought they were already set at running back, but I mean, they must like this guy, and he, I don't know if he's going to be a day one guy, and it was Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, who now plays in the NFL. Yeah.
I don't know if you know Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt,
aka Bill,
goes by the name of Bill.
Mm-hmm. Wild Bill.
Let me add that to the stage. How about this? Let me get these off the screen now.
It's a good looking graphic.
Yeah, it's just his tweet. It's just his tweet, dude.
It's just his tweet.
There, let me unblock that. There we go. So that is his name. Nathaniel goes by Nate. How would you pronounce that last name? Help me out here.
Murithi,
I think.
Murithi.
Thank you. So there you go. There was his commitment post earlier today. That's his X version. He also had the same version on the old Insta.
When he shows up, you got to ask him right off the dome, right off the bat. Hey, 100-mile or 1 mile? Which one?
Yeah, what's sexier, the mile or the 100?
Which record do you think is more preferable to break?
There's a lot of shot putters out there just hating this show right now.
The shot putters are livid. Hammer throwers everywhere are just raging at their computers right now.
A lot of throwers mad. All right. So basketball real quick. I got another one here. I'll answer about basketball and then we'll get into some football talk. But 50 Gaming is saying sorry to be the 100th to ask this week, I'm sure. Any updates on Dent? No, the updates on Dent are that the lawsuit has been filed in California, I believe it is. If he wins his legal case, then he will be eligible to play another season of college basketball. And then, and only then, will the real kind of offers be made public. He's not going to say who he's going to play for. If it never gets cleared, they don't want it out there. He doesn't want it out there. and he wants the bidding to go up. So as of right now, no, there are no updates on Dent. He is not playing in TBT, I suppose, is one update. He was supposed to be the team captain. TBT did play last night, the Enchantment. It's a New Mexico State alumni team playing a Wichita State alumni team. They got thumped. They ended up losing by 21. It wasn't really that close. They outscored the, Wichita State, the defending champs of TBT, 40-29 in the fourth quarter, just to make it a 21-point game. So yeah, they were down by as much as 36, and it was pretty one-sided. This Enchantment team has lost its best player in Donovan Dent, the guy who's supposed to be the team captain. It's lost Nelly Jr. Joseph had committed and is not playing. It lost Corey Manigault, the former Lobo forward, who committed and is not playing. It lost Luke Hopt, who had a despite well-intentioned Lobo fans out there saying, I wonder if he's trying to get an extra year too, like Dent, which apparently was a thread on the Lobo fan account on Facebook. And a lot of people talking about it. No, Luke Hopt, who played 6 years of college, is not suing to get a seventh. He had a medical emergency, not his own, but a medical emergency close to him happened back home, and he went back home to be with somebody, and so he could not play. There have been some other things. Johnny McCann's pretty much the only big man on the roster right now, has a broken right hand, but is playing and played a bunch of minutes last night. So yeah, this TBT team for Enchantment is not very good compared to the TBT Enchantment teams of the past, and is not very good compared to last night's Wichita State Aftershock alumni team, the Aftershocks, who are the defending champs, who returned 7 of the 10 players that won $1 million last year. One of the new guys they added is Morris Udeze, the former Lobo, who played 4 years at Wichita State, played 1 year at UNM, and became a star at UNM, but also when presented, hey, you want to come play for Enchantment, which was offered to him, or do you want to go play for Wichita State, who has home games and is the defending champ? He made, and this year it's for $2 million, he made the financial decision to go play for Wichita State. So update on Dent is no update. He is still waiting to see if his court battle wins, and I expect him to win it, and I expect him to be playing in college basketball next year.
All-time runaround grammar answer. That was all-time. Jim Wright, is the Brett Carhu situation affected by the new 5-4-5 ruling? So under the letter of the law, he is a guy that would not get an extra year of eligibility. Brett Carhu, who's really one of UNM's most productive defensive players last year, coming off the edge opposite Keyshawn James Newby. I forget exactly how many sacks he had, but him and James Newby put up, I think, 18 sacks total. I mean, they drove a Mountain West leading sack total of 36. And Carhu is a guy that he had been interested in getting another year of eligibility because he started his career at I believe it was Division II in Oklahoma, Division II or NAIA. I'm pretty sure it was a Division II though. Under the kind of Pavia waiver stuff, didn't get that. And now he is a guy that under the 5-for-5 rules, he would not get an extra year of eligibility right now. But Jason Eck did say, and I would like to catch up with Carhu himself before writing a story about this. Jason Eck did say at media days, though, that Carhu is filing a lawsuit similar to some of the basketball players, namely I believe a Philip Borovichinen, is probably a good example to try and get another extra year of eligibility. I do not know where that lawsuit is being filed. I do not know when it is exactly being filed. I do want to catch up with Carhu in the next week or so and see how that goes. But the clock is ticking. I mean, the season's right around the corner. So interested to see that. But I did ask Eck, are there going to be a lot of roster cuts to trim the roster down? He did say that Carhu, if they are able to get him back, they will make room for him. They will do that.
I'll say this. There's one somewhat technically there's not a difference between football and basketball in this 5-for-5. But what I can tell you is that some of the people in limbo right now in basketball are good enough to have opportunities to keep playing basketball overseas, G League, stuff like that. So a lot of them are still in shape, and a lot of them were planning to play anyway. In football, if at the end of December or January you knew you weren't going to the NFL, you thought your career was over, you probably not I won't say probably, but I will say a lot of those players that thought they were done probably aren't in great football shape right now.
I would honestly, not to cut you off, I would disagree in the sense of a lot of guys do just train through the pro day anyways. Just
the
outside chance that, maybe they're not on any board whatsoever. They're not even close to the board. But, Cam Watts is a guy that, did not have any NFL buzz. And then he goes out and runs a 4.340. And everybody's like, whoa, or 4.4.
4.2. Let's call it 4.2.
Not a 4.2. It was not that fast, but it was extremely fast. And all of a sudden, he's a guy who's getting NFL minicamp offers. So a lot of guys do train, but I do know
sensors next to him that help pace him. And
pacing on the all-out 40. It's just your arm is just buzzing. Just go faster. But no, Karhu, I do know to help your point though. I mean, he did not get did not get any pro looks, at least to my knowledge. And he's not on NFL or CFL or UFL or IFL roster or anything like that right now. So he is and I do know he's trying to transition into a career in coaching. So he might be might not be as training as rigorously, but I don't know. I at least Karhu in particular is a guy that he's pretty abreast of the 5-for-5 and something that I talked about with him in the spring. I would be surprised if he hadn't been training on the off chance he could get an extra year, but I think for a lot of guys, you hit that pro day, and if there's nothing there, then you probably pack it up, check the LinkedIn, get going.
Ice Baby 75988 is in. Sean, how was Las Vegas? Take anything away from any other teams joining the conference?
Ice Baby, good to hear from you. Vegas was good. Overall, really productive trip. Usually it's productive, but I felt this year was particularly productive.
Because of roulette?
I did play about 30 minutes of roulette. Yes. 40 minutes total.
Did you give it back after? Because when we were on,
I gave some of it back. I didn't give all of it back, but I gave some of it back. And
you were up a big $30. I mean, that's a lot of Skittles and watermelon.
I left Vegas up a cool $10. Huge margins at the Palms. Take anything away from any other teams joining the conference. UTEP, I think, I wrote about them a little bit, especially in terms of, them maybe trying to get the Battle of I-10 back on the schedule, although it's probably not as straightforward of a situation. Of course, I'm referring to their, essentially annual rivalry game with New Mexico State. I don't think it's a super straightforward situation, especially in terms of New Mexico State, where they would have like 2 built-in non-conference rivalry games a year with UNM and UTEP, and that's that kind of restricts the scheduling freedom there a little bit. But Scotty Walden, very confident, optimistic guy, very energetic guy, and he feels he's got the quarterback position finally right with EJ Colson.
He's a little Josh Pastner. He's a little Josh Pastner like in my.
He is. I mean, and that's not a bad thing. We love Pastner. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's love
talking with the grammar. The greatest moment of his life, as he told me on my Talking Grammar podcast, was how does life get any better? Look at me right now. I'm on Talking with the Grammar.
Talking with the Grammar.
Talking with the Grammar right now.
I'm talking with the Grammar. No, he thinks he's got the quarterback position right with incarnate word transfer EJ Colson. But we'll see. I mean, I think he said he felt that he had the quarterback position right a couple times over the last couple of years, and it didn't quite work out. North Dakota State, to me, was kind of the big story out of media days, though. Just the level of attention they kind of received in terms of players and their coach, Tim Polasek, and the amount of, frankly, they brought a pretty good, as you would expect, a pretty good media contingent out there as well. I thought they received more attention than, UTEP and Northern Illinois, the other newcomers. And there was a lot of conversation about, hey, do you feel that North Dakota State could come in and immediately contend? Jason X said he thinks they're going to be in the top third of the conference, pretty quickly. Jeff Choate in particular said and Eck also as well, said that the Fargo Dome, they think that it's going to be one of the, X said he thinks it'll probably be the most difficult place to play in the league from the jump. And Choate agreed. I mean, Choate has been on
Welcome to the Fargo Dome.
Welcome to the Fargo Dome. Choate has been on the losing side of a couple blowouts in the Fargo Dome, so I give him credit for saying that too. Choate as well of Nevada. I'm fascinated to see where they are this year. I think that's another team where if the quarterback play is decent to good, they actually could end up surprising. I don't know if they make it to the championship game or anything like that, but I think it's going to be interesting there too. Wyoming as well. So I do think going in, I kind of felt that there was, 3 to 4 teams that are kind of the top of the league, and then a whole bunch of teams in the middle where if a couple things go right, like San Jose State's another example, like they've turned over everything, but like you kind of see the vision there. If things popped, it could pop in a really big way, particularly with that offense. Whole bunch of teams in the middle that, there could be a whole lot of interesting things going on, and then a pretty clear bottom 2 with UTEP and Northern Illinois, but maybe UTEP could play their way up a little bit. We'll see. I'm not sure. I'm not betting on it, but
Luna Love Good 5657 is asking, does UNM basketball have a bigger NIL budget than football? It does. I think they were going to be a lot closer. They went into spring thinking they were going to be a lot closer to even with basketball, maybe a little bit. I think when J. Call came back,
it's gonna
yeah. So yes, basketball, and the main reason for that is donors. Donors still have a history of this being a basketball town and of UNM athletics providing a better product in the basketball court and at University Arena, which is now the pit powered by Nusenda, than they do at University Stadium. But I can tell you that the ground gained on NIL for football was pretty impressive this past year, considering UNM football's history. And Jason Eck he's making headway. He really is. I know there are some people who would probably rather it be right now that football's already making more money because football is the money maker in college athletics, but put in more than 1 year. And that's sort of where we're at. And football knows that. It doesn't mean they're going to stop. Doesn't mean Jason Eck's going to stop trying to convince people to give more money, and we're headed in the right direction because they are. But the reality is, I think they made up a lot of ground in football just in 1 year's time, and if they do that again over the next year, I think you can see two programs on pretty similar NIL budgets. But for now, yes, basketball at UNM still has it ended up being, I think, a significant amount more of NIL money than does football. But there you go. A lot more players in football too. It is interesting, the breakdown when you're talking basketball and football being even equal, and in this case, basketball significantly more. You're looking at like programs even in the SEC, like a Kentucky. I'll bet you Kentucky football and Kentucky basketball might be a lot closer to equal than people think. But it's because basketball you can have up to 15 guys. Now you can have 5 or 6, you could have all 15 of them on pretty significant deals, but you also in football are going to try and get 85 guys. That if you can get 85 guys that are worth spending some NIL money on in the SEC, you're going to do it. So there's a huge numbers difference. And the fact that basketball significantly outpaces football and NIL is interesting. I'll bet you there's not a lot of places that do that anymore because football is the driving force, but football's gaining the ground it needs to gain.
We have talked a lot about budgets and NIL and rev share, and at least on my end, I don't think it's been a question I've posed publicly a lot. I did ask Jason Eck at Media Days, how much did this roster in particular cost, and he declined to give any specifics there. But he did artfully word it in the sense of, there's some public records out there in terms of budgets and all that, and now UNM is a lot higher up than they previously were before in the old look Mountain West, and that was a little bit of a maybe not a wink and a nod, but yes, the budget's up there from where it's been.
Roy is in. Yo, let's go.
Yo.
Hey, Reider and Grammar, love you boys. Thank you.
What's up, man?
200 meter versus the mile.
I hate the 200. It was my least favorite, just solely because I hated running it.
Not only are we talking like what we're talking about when we're talking about the sexier.
I was a 100 and a 400 guy, and I hated getting thrown to the 200. I absolutely hated it. I just never knew how to run it. I knew how to run the 400. I knew how to run the 100. It's not like running the 100 is science by any stretch of the imagination. But
two turns you're okay with. No turns you're okay with. One turn, don't know what to do.
The 400 got me fired up. That's probably outside of pole vault. That's my second favorite track and field event. but 200 is never.
What do you think you could run the 400 in right now?
Oh God.
Do you think you could do the 400 in the time it would take me to do a 100? I think I could do a 100 in the time.
I think you could do a 100 quicker. I think like right now, after a month of July that has not seen me take a whole lot of great care of my body due to travel and time off and being in Vegas for a week, I would say I am probably looking at like a 115 400 right now. But I will say at the end of June, I could have maybe, when I was in really good shape running a lot, I would like to feel that I could have been around a minute. I don't know if I would have gone under, but I would have felt I could have gotten around because I was doing a lot of tempo work.
We're going to have
talking way too much about the private, about the workout routine. It's a little.
We're going to have to go to UNM, Friends of UNM Track, or whatever the name of their track facility is.
We're gonna get content out of this. We're gonna have Carmina film.
We're going to have you run a 400, and we're going to start right next to each other.
I don't want you to run. You're the leg. I don't want you to run.
You're going to run a 400, and I'm going to walk across the field. Okay. And we'll see if you can do the 400 in the time it takes me to stroll across the field.
I did not like the idea of you running with the leg. I didn't like that.
I can hobble.
That would have been. Michael Johnson. Good shout.
All right. It's been a busy offseason for me. This is Coach. Is it a Abate or is it Abate?
I think it's Abate.
It's Abate, right?
Yeah. Coach, good to hear from you.
I was about to say Coach Abate, and that's why I stopped myself. Coach Abate. It's been a busy offseason for me. Any exciting additions to the Lobos to look out for this season? I mean, obviously there's a basketball guy this morning, but football is, I think, what we're talking here. Anything for football that is worth in the last couple months worth mentioning addition-wise?
If you're going outside, I don't know. I just looking at the guys that they already have, like transfers and like, guys who are early enrollees, like exciting guys like Trey O'Meara, like, UNLV, transfer receiver. I think he's expected to be the X receiver. X said he's been healthy. We'll be good to go for fall camp. I'm really excited to get eyes on him. He is like a type of guy that I kind of think about on the first day of fall camp as being hey, day one, we need to talk to and write about this guy because he was injured or recovering from an injury, I should say, an off-season surgery during spring ball. Messiah Mingo, early enrollee receiver. I really think he's going to play a role given this season. They were so banged up at receiver during the spring that he kind of got thrust into it. But I think him and DJ Darling, another early enrollee guy, like those guys might end up being like the saving grace of this receiver room and its depth. If things hold and they're relatively healthy at a lot of spots, like this could end up being the receiver room that they wanted. Albert Tuakalu, College of San Mateo transfer edge. I'm pretty high on him and what he's done, at least in his short time at UNM. Apparently, we're talking about Brian Booker about him at media days. Apparently, he's even quieter than Booker, and Booker's a pretty reserved, quiet guy, which is funny because they're, Booker is a huge interior defensive lineman, likes to wreak havoc and all that. And Tuaklu is a guy that's also like that, just coming off the edge a little bit longer, not as built, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, and then exciting additions too. I mean, like we'll see what we'll see what happens with the quarterbacks and all that as well. But I mean, Moga is a guy that I'm expecting to be involved in that competition. Any chance Dent gets another year of college? Pulls a Cam Watts, he didn't get an extra year. He just finished out the year. But
Dent running the 100 of the mile, I'm guessing maybe this says more about me and me just sort of making a stereotype. I'm guessing that most athletes that don't run track probably would rather just run the 100 than go run the mile. So I'm guessing Dent would run the 100, not run the mile. If you don't have to run a mile and don't do it regularly, my guess is you're probably not saying, hey, let me go run a mile real quick. Jason wants to know any updates on season tickets sold or updates on phase 1 of the renovations.
Season tickets, that is the story I want to get to next week. Jason, I know that you, I believe you tweeted at the think I saw right before the show, the director of ticket operations. I will get an answer on this at some point. I'm just a little bit focused on just making sure we're taking care of all the stuff I got at media days. And that's quick turnaround into I can't believe fall camp's almost here. That's crazy to think about. But this is a story that's needed to be done, and I will be doing it. Do you have an update on phase 1 of renovations? Do you have anything there?
I think it's I will say this: whatever updates they do before the season aren't going to be anything major or noticeable.
Yeah.
They had hoped
ripping out a concourse or something like that.
Yeah, they had hoped phase 1 might I think there was a slim hope that maybe phase 1 would be ready, or at least started even before the season started. There's nothing major that's going to start until after the season. I do know that. All right, Royce Lackey's in Carhu, eating Cheetos, bro. Let the guy become a couch sitter with us. Richie's in any football podcast with the football players, Sean.
Yeah, I want to get one in during fall camp for sure. Ideally more than one, frankly. But that is something that I want to make happen.
Do you plan to ask about Tide Pods? That was a big question at Media Day. That I saw Jack Lane is a big 1-pod guy, whereas Jackson Eck, his roommate, is a 2-pod. What are they called? Their pod. Are they just called pods? The Tide Pods.
I think the Tide Pods are called pods, Grammar.
Just called pods. Jackson Eck is a big 2-pod guy. I saw. Per load, we're talking.
I've had you put too much detergent in. I've had clothes get stained in the past. So I mean, I'm on Jack's side on that one. But I don't know. Maybe if you're washing like a girdle or something like that, it probably makes sense to, a girdle after football practice or whatever makes sense to I
didn't think I'd hear you say girdle today.
Girdle. It's a good 2-pod load right there, but I've had clothes get stained, man. It's tough.
Riders block. A good writer's block topic.
Yes. We were just discussing the other day about how the live show and the podcasts are all just one big podcast of just, hey, I saw your podcast. It's oh yeah. It's just yeah, you had a little dinosaur and you were yelling at this other guy.
Yeah. Guy at the Isotopes game said he saw the podcast with the dinosaur, so here we go. Showed that to my 6-year-old daughter. Thought she'd be like, "Oh, how cool!" She's like, "Okay,
all right, okay, call your Uber, bro."
Or an episode with the North Dakota State beat writer.
I did. I met a lot of North Dakota State media this week. Geoff Kolpak is the guy that covers them for Inforum. And I don't know if I'll get him on preseason, but NDSU week, I would love to get Kolpak on. Him and Mike McFeely, I think, do a really good job. I think that's been one really fun thing. Through the conference realignment is just being exposed to other beat writers' work and other columnists' work and all that. And I think they do a good job over there. I've enjoyed reading their stuff.
Richie, you ain't no fan if you don't have a selfie with Kenny.
Oh, with Kenny Thomas?
I don't know. Morris Daisy is on Wichita. That is correct.
The Aftershock, right?
Yep. He was offered a spot on both the Enchantment and the Aftershocks, and chose his 4-year college of Wichita State, where he did not star like he did in 1 year at UNM. UNM made him a richer man in the pro ranks than did 4 years at Wichita State. He's banking now on Wichita State's connection, making him a richer man in the TBT world.
The more say welcome. This is by the way, it's always tough. This is always a tough time of year for sports in terms of I'm not a Little League World Series guy, so I don't care. I do like watching baseball. But post World Cup depression is real. I just get me to football at this point.
I don't pretend to follow the Little League World Series enough to know the names of any players or who's good at this or that. But I do enjoy every year.
I thought you were going to say the names of states. You're just Delaware.
Delaware, never heard of it.
What?
Never heard of it. Delaware's not welcome in my house, not on my map.
South Carolina.
But I do enjoy. I love looking at betting lines for the Little League World Series and sit there and think every year who knowingly or strategy wise is actually betting on this, and there are people that do it. So I like looking at the betting lines and
they walk among us.
Good.
And that's probably I'm not saying this from like experience or anything. Like you can probably get a really good edge on a couple games, frankly. Like you can, if you got your Little League World Series.
I know Montana's got a ringer. Montana's got a ringer this year.
I don't know. You could probably get a really good edge, man. So it's like the start of the college basketball season. But
Tommy Tom is asking, hey, Geoff, what are the odds you would put on New Mexico making the Sweet 16 in the next 5 years? 15%? Yeah, I wouldn't go over 15%. That's for sure. I'll say this. I think in the next 5 years, just making the NCAA tournament, I think they can. There's no reason to think with the investment they're making that they can't make 3 or 4 of the next 5 NCAA tournaments, which coming out of the New Mountain West isn't a bad thing. That's not horrible. Like that's probably winning the league in 3 or 4 out of those 5 years, and conference tournament, all that kind of stuff too. Sweet 16 takes a little bit of luck and certainly possible, but yeah, I wouldn't put it above 15% for the Sweet 16. But I do think they'll have a chance. I mean, it is luck a lot of times, and
more likely in your view, UNM goes 11-1 this year, or UNM basketball makes a Sweet 16 in the next 5 years. Excuse me.
11-1, man.
Only lost to Oklahoma. Let's just put it there. Yeah.
Oh man, I suppose because of their schedule, 11 wins statistically probably is a better chance than a team out of the New Mountain West making the Sweet 16. Yeah. Even in a 5-year span. But man, that's close. It's a good little question. Good little question there, Sean.
Wow. Brought my A game.
I did shoot a text to the man, the myth, the legend, Ryan Berryman. Said we were getting asked about season ticket updates and phase 1 updates.
Yes.
And I have a part of the answer, and it is what we said. Phase 1, shovel in the ground, January 2027. So phase 1 will officially be shovel in the ground, ready to start in January. So after the season. As far as new season tickets, here's the text. New season tickets are, let me read it first to make sure I'm not. Okay. New season tickets are 3,000 over what they were last year. We don't have any specifics here, but about 3,000 over what they were last year. That's people who purchased new season tickets for the first time compared to new season tickets last year. So in terms of newcomers, they've sold 3,000 more new season tickets this year than they had at this point last year.
Yeah.
Sweet deals went on sale today. The sweet deals are when you can get 2 season tickets, usually in the cheapest, the lowest price point of the season tickets, but usually that's what their sweet deal is, and you get 2 for the price of 1. Basically, those went on sale today. They were selling 600 of them, and there were. Last I heard, Ryan is telling me, last he was told, he was given an update. He's in a car driving somewhere out of town. So he probably hasn't been updated regularly, but last he heard, they were already down to just a handful left. So that's good. Good news is 600 new season tickets probably this week, if not today, get sold to add to that 3,000 more than last year number. So that's good.
The 3,000 more in terms
newcomers.
Of like individual, like the newcomers and packages and stuff like that. We know that 2 of them were purchased by the same person. In a entertaining anecdote Jeffrey Grammer shared with me one day in the office.
I will tell you that story. I'm pulling up her name right now because I forget her name. It's Therese Marquez. I don't have to pull it up. I remembered it. Valerie, the pole lady, the flag waving Lobo fan. Mm-hmm. Her mom who, by the way, Val, who lives in Texas in Fort Worth, has season tickets. Gets back enough that she purchased football season tickets, and she, on one of the videos that UNM does for the real ones, was hand delivered by Ryan Berryman, her real one season ticket package that had the gold little certificate, and also had the little certificate that guarantees you a Jason Eck bobblehead. So she's a season ticket holder. So is her mom, Therese Marquez, and so worried that she had not yet gotten her package in the mail that all the season ticket holders got for, over the past couple months. A lot of these have been, you could see them on social media. So worried that she didn't get her. She finally convinced herself, even though they've not all been delivered yet, but She convinced herself that it must have got stolen in the mail, so she bought a second season ticket just to guarantee that she can get her Jason Eck bobblehead and her certificate and all that. The deadline for that Jason Eck bobblehead, I believe, is over. It's passed now. So, but she did buy a second season ticket, and I do not know the update on whether or not she has received in the mail yet her season ticket package from UNM or not. So,
Jason Eck bobblehead is and was and will be a hot commodity. Yes.
Jeff Holland's in. Hello, fellas. Nice to see you.
JC, good to see you too, man.
I believe that's Jeff Holland, but JC is what it says here.
JC.
You did it. You did it, not me.
I almost
Try Disrespector saying, haven't watched one of these in forever. Can't wait to be back for the upcoming athletic seasons.
We haven't done like one of these in we did one last week, but it had been a little bit of forever, except for like our one-off Centennial edition.
Isotopes.
We're talking about like our shows, like the commemorative coins. But yes, Redis. That's so crazy. I can't believe we all mispronounced it for so long.
Redis Petritis Respector saying, name did have to change. Respect to Mail Ponds, though. Lobo legend. Tamale Pons went off for 23 and 10 rebounds last week in a win over somebody in the under 20 Euro Championship in FIBA. He's been killing it offensively for France, but that's not what we doubted was the offense. I do think I know France lost a game, and I didn't see him in at the end. I don't know if it had to do with defense or not, but there you go.
I'm sure he is, as he enjoyed his collegiate experience, I'm sure he's enjoying France as well.
Got an update. I did not know this. I'm pulling it up on the website right now. If you look at the UNM Lobos roster, I do not see him mentioned on the roster on golobos.com, but did they tweet it? Is that what we're talking about? Yeah, they did. Okay. So UNM has posted their new Nate Marithi commitment signed, not just a commitment. He has signed. So paperwork is in.
Wow.
100-yard dash, 400-yard dash, 200-yard dash, maybe, but 400.
Central Michigan halftime show. I like that. I really do. I'll show the Chips what they missed when I was in high school. Like, hey,
check out Ryan knowing the Michigan ties there.
Wow, I do like that a lot. I feel like it should be. Like I say this so lovingly and like not trying to be disrespectful. Like I need like a handicap.
I have a handicap.
Yeah, no, yeah. I need maybe I'll run it blindfolded or something. Like
someone better film that for us out of
dude,
state.
I think like people are gonna like be throwing tomatoes at us and like pop cans,
Skittles,
popcorn, Skittles. That might be what does me. I got to eat like a bowl of Skittles before that.
Big trend in the movie going world is dropping some candy into your popcorn.
That's not a new trend. That's been a thing for a long time.
Ever drop Skittles in your popcorn, Sean?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my guy like Stanley Trombley was doing that. We went to go
see
Broken when we were like 14.
That's this new thing. It's a TikTok trend. People are putting butter on their popcorn.
Have you seen the Odyssey yet? Or will you go see the Odyssey?
No, there's my neighbor has one.
Oh, I have one too. 07.
You have an 07?
Shout out Honda. I think it's a warrior.
Who's the sleeper that we need to look out for in UNM's basketball team? All right. I don't know how much of a sleeper is. I think there's some excitement around him, and I may be writing about him in the next week. Who knows? But I think Hudson Mays is going to legitimately be a force to be reckoned with. Let me give you a better one than that, though. The way I've heard some coaches there talk about the William and Mary transfer from Sweden, Tunde Valberg Fasasi. Tunde, though, he's a 6'7" forward. I think he might be somebody that the way I hear them talking about him might be somebody that they really like and seems to fit really well in what they're doing. So there we go. Tunde from Sweden. All right. We got in those Lobo football future renderings. There's a parking garage, new indoor practice facility, and a hotel. Would be cool if it all happens. I don't disagree that would be cool. I don't think it's going to. I mean, there already is an indoor practice facility.
Yeah.
The hotel would certainly need some outside help to make happen. A parking garage could happen. What they don't lack right now is walkable parking space. They do have a lot of it. If you compare to other places where sometimes you park even for pay and you still have to little trek to get to the stadium. I would say that maybe there could be an avenue, even if it's for tips and fundraising money or something. There could be more golf carts that maybe take some people from parking to the stadium, stuff like that. Let some group bring in, hey, you got golf carts, you can make a couple bucks or something. But there's a lot of dirt lot space that still allows for parking. Not really close, but closer than a lot of stadiums have parking elsewhere. So I don't know that a parking garage needs to be a priority, but I'll bet you they do one eventually.
When I was like 13,
here we go.
In Long Beach, Indiana, not another Long Beach that you might think. Like golf carts, like a thing down there. Like people like just have a lot of golf carts just whipping around Long Beach and doing all that. And I drove like, I think it was like a neighbor's, and I just destroyed the suspension on it. I don't remember exactly how. Like I think it like hit a rock or whatever. Just wrecked the suspension on it. Worst I felt maybe ever. Felt so bad.
Did you
just had to get that out there? Just had to get that out there.
You just for the first time admitted it. They didn't know it was you.
No, they knew it was me. Like I got chewed out for it. Like
sitting on my
13-year-old me did not have to pay for it. I don't know how 13-year-old me would have actually paid for it, but yeah, felt bad.
You've paid for it with guilt ever since.
I have. I've lived with it every day for 13 years.
Probably the first guy to ask about this. How is the pump?
You're not the first, but you're definitely like in the first 5. I'll say that.
He was great, even if he burned some bridges on the way out.
Yeah,
Great might be pushing it.
Yeah, I think Great is pushing it. I think he was
visible.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop myself. No, it's going to be a competition during fall camp between Charles Steinkamp and Michael Kern, a Cal transfer who was at Texas before that. He punted for Texas during their college football playoff run where they lost to Ohio State in the semis. Of course, Ohio State went on to beat Notre Dame to win the national championship. And it's basically it's the same thing as last year where it was between Daniel Hughes and Steinkamp, where it's Kern and Steinkamp both have really good legs. Like they have really good talent and on that end. They absolutely can boot it. It's just a matter of they can make a lot of different kicks too. It's just a matter of who can be more consistent, given the situations and all that as well. So that is something that will be reported on during fall camp. But that is kind of what it's looking like right now.
I want to give a quick shout out here, just in case they might be listening. I think the best managers in the entire country are the UNM Lobo men's basketball managers.
Homer.
Just want to throw that out there.
Homer. Wow. Homer.
The best.
Wow.
If there is a better, tradition, history, or current set of managers in all of Division I basketball, you show me, because I don't believe it. They are the best. There you go. Any updates on Brandon Mason Jr.'s recruitment? I can tell you this. Brandon Mason Jr. was going to play on the TBT team. A couple compliance officers at schools recruiting him advised him not to. While as of right now, I don't know why in the world getting money as a high school player, which you're allowed to do, and playing in a tournament that is not sanctioned by college basketball, and all that stuff, and you don't even get money unless you win the thing. I don't know why that would affect his eligibility, but to be safe, a couple compliance departments said, hey, just to be careful, a recruitable player, student athlete, has never played in this before. If you want to be the first, go for it, but we don't advise it. And so they pulled him. So he did not play last night. He will not be playing in the TBT after all. As far as his recruitment goes, I will say he had a pretty good summer. I think it rose, if anything. That's to suggest that he wasn't already on the radar of a lot of schools, and he has been. So I don't want to suggest that like all these new schools started coming after him, but I think he solidified his spot as a very legitimate top 100 level recruit in the country. He is one of the best shooters in the country, and I don't think I'm saying anything that is a secret to him. And Brandon Mason is senior, his dad and mom and everybody around him. He needs to put on some weight. I think that's really the one thing right now is going into his final year of high school. They don't question his skill set, and they don't question his shooting ability. Probably can get better. Obviously, a lot of things like any player can, but I would say he needs to put on a little bit of weight. And that's about it. And he's in good condition, but he needs to put on some muscle. So his recruiting, I do think, went up or solidified anyway, the schools that were recruiting him. And that's about all I guess can say about that. And that's all I can say about that.
I am hoping my Central Michigan halftime 100 has a similar effect. And, well, no, I couldn't even 5 for 5. Yeah. That's done. That's done and over.
Unless you file a lawsuit.
I'm already exhausted.
I can get you in touch with the guy representing Donovan Dent. I've spoken with him. So Little League World Series lines are like, yeah, minus 5,000. Yeah.
So like when I was in college, and not to like, I had a friend who was like, he wasn't like a bookie, but he was like an agent for like an offshore book. And he had like one guy that he knew that would just bet like the minus 9,000 tennis favorites, like just the overwhelming, like crazy, and win just unbelievable amounts of money. Not like hundreds of thousands of dollars, but like a lot of money, like you're looking at as like a college kid or whatever. And, you know, just always had winning weeks, just like very small margins though.
It only takes one loss though.
And there was 1 week where he lost, and it was, wow, amazing.
You keep putting $1,000 to win $50. Like it takes a lot of $50 wins to just make that risk worth it.
I've always wanted to meet that guy. I've always wanted to meet that guy.
Your standards are weird.
And just be like, man, never forget the Australian Open of 2021. Like, pour one out, brother. Like, holy cow.
Yeah.
Whew.
All right, Royce is back in the life of the rich, being able to buy 2 season tickets. Yeah.
The life of the financially secure. Oh, that's like rich, truly.
Pons was and will be better than that Howell scrub. Okay. I don't know if we can get into a discussion on the scrub ratings right now, but since it is 3:00, but we can revisit the scrub ratings in the future. The Central Michigan halftime show would be so funny because like 30 people would know what's going on and everyone else is just confused. And when I'm just standing there waving and then Sean starts running, that would be pretty epic. Sean just takes off running and I don't move and just wave. Yeah. And eating Skittles, throwing Skittles at Sean.
Do you eat Skittles that much? Are you like
No.
a regular?
No, I can't believe you've never had one.
Okay. All right.
I will ask Ryan about jersey patches because this is a topic that needs to be covered. Join our show next week, and I will have an update for you on jersey patches.
Yes.
Whether Ryan wants to give me one or not, I'm going to ask him. Butter on popcorn. Big if true, Geoff. That's right.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I saw it on TikTok.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a new trend. And like I said, I mean, a lot of you know this, but I do have a teenage daughter. She's into all these trends. She tells me they put butter on it, salt sometimes.
You did tweet. I don't remember if I was on vacation or if it was like the week after or whatever, but you tweeted like, yeah, like, you know, some people call me Unk or something like that. Yeah. And I was like, but you are Unk. Like you are officially Unk. You're in the Unk zone. Like
I'm in the Unk zone. I said, I think it was it the firework one with my 6-year-old?
I think it was.
Yeah, so that was so cool because basically like the teenage daughter, doesn't want anything to do with me. I'm embarrassed her. The wife is just done with my crap for years. And the 6-year-old though, me and her like those little snakes, those little worms or snakes, whatever you call them, on the sidewalk for 4th of July. And they just kind of come out and squirrel out and it looks like the sidewalk's pooping. Me and her loved it. Loved it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's the story. Tunde is a slam. Tunde V is a slam. All right. Huh, look at this. How many mics is Coach Owen going to wear tonight for his media presser? Oh, you touched a nerve. You touched a nerve there, UNM basketball managers. Sean did not like the fact. Actually, no, Lucas, I will say.
I didn't care, but I was about to say, like, that was close to the day where we might have pushed Lucas over the edge.
Yeah.
Just like
Lucas is on vacation this week and told
very
us
very much flaunting like any pretense of like, oh, we're trying to do work or we're doing some work. Just complete. Oh my god! I
think we ended with like 18 microphones last week. There'll be a lot more tonight probably. I will say that our sports editor basically told us when he left at the end of last week, he's like, I'm on vacation next week and I'm out of pocket. Don't even try and get a hold of me. If it's an emergency, here are the 8 people you can call before me. Basically,
he's like deep in the woods. He's like,
I'm going deep into the woods. I don't want to hear it.
that's what we pushed him to.
Yeah, he's not camping. He didn't bring anything with him. He just drove into the woods,
wearing slacks and a button down, and penny loafers, just walking around in a marsh.
He just parked the car and said, "Oh, this is so much better than dealing with those guys."
Finally, some peace. No reception whatsoever.
Managers, clip that.
Clip that. First ever clip that in the history of the show, not a cut that.
Does Kern, I don't think so, but have any relation to NFL punter Brett?
I don't think so, but I'm not 100% sure. I can look that up.
I'm going to say yes.
You're betting yes?
Yeah, I'm going with yes. In fact, wasn't there an NFL punter that – I think so. Why am I saying – somebody that is related to an NFL punter either committed or got somehow recruited by UNM and something recently? Because I saw them on social. Yeah, I'm going to go with yes.
There's nothing here that indicates.
Don't let that stop you.
Wait. No, nothing indicating it right now. But I will take a little
TV there. That's good TV there. That's good video broadcast. Wait. No.
The moment of suspense.
Does UNM have a chance at Brandon Mason Jr. Or is he too highly recruited? They do have a chance. Very, very good chance. He's been offered, I think, probably a little more money than UNM can probably pay him or will pay him. But I don't think he's going to be in the market for some hometown discount necessarily, but he wants to play at home. I think he wants to play at UNM or close to home. So I think UNM has a good chance if they can be competitive with their offers that other places might be offering more. Who's better? TMNT Transformers, that is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the lay folk, Transformers or X?
I have a good Ninja Turtle story, but I don't know if we have the time for it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Is there such thing? Is there a good?
I told you my girlfriend was crying or whatever. Yeah. So I love the Ninja Turtles. So I'm a Ninja Turtles guy at all these. Ninja Turtles were my favorite growing up. I love the cartoons. I love the movies and all that. And one night in college, my now girlfriend, we were watching a movie together, and she was like, "Oh, hold on."
By the way, I don't know if you guys all knew that Sean had a girlfriend, but
yeah.
Now the mystique is over. All of you that were tuning in, just think
this is a legendary tool show talking about high school track and field, workout routines. I have a girlfriend.
All of you that were tuning in thinking you had a chance at Sean. Sorry,
I'm kind of a d-bag. You might not have known this, but it's the case.
Some of us might have.
We were watching a movie, and she's like, "Hold on, I gotta get up and go to the bathroom." And when we were scrolling through movies on Netflix earlier, Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze was on Netflix. I love that one. That's one of my favorite.
One of the best sequels ever.
It's awesome. And it was, I don't even remember what the first movie was selected. And I was like, oh, this would be really funny if she's in the bathroom, but change it over. It's just a black screen. And she thinks we're going to be watching something different. But if you've ever seen Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze, it's the turtles just come out of nowhere 3 minutes in. And she came back in, and then I already had it on pause. So she didn't see the title screen when I unpaused it or whatever. And she's like, oh, you started it? And I was like, yeah. And she's like watching. If you've ever seen it, it's like a pizza boy going out to like a store to deliver stuff. And I could tell like she was like, I don't know, like if this is the movie we select. She was like very
look like The Notebook.
She was very confused, like initially, and then if you ever seen it, legit, like the the pizza boy is like cornered by like the Foot Clan, and then the Ninja Turtles all come out. Boom! She screamed like screamed and started crying because she was so shocked at the Ninja Turtles.
I still can't tell. What are we
like,
talking? Crying tears of laughter or like? No,
she was like out of pure shock. Like she was just shocked at the Ninja Turtles. She thought we were watching. Like
that's what she was shocked about, or shocked that she was dating you.
Well, that's now. It's. I mean, you stuck with me after that, but I don't know. That's my Ninja Turtle story.
Of all the times,
Ninja Turtles made my girlfriend cry.
Of all the times we've talked movies in the office,
I think I told you this story before. No, I think I told Lucas.
Yeah, you've never brought up your love for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and how it crosses over into the movies.
Oh yeah, I love Ninja Turtles.
I will say this:
I don't like the what was it, the 07 or whatever animated one.
Yeah,
I don't think that's a very good one. I like the I like the cheesiness of the live action one. Are you Ninja Turtles, Transformers, or X-Men?
I think Transformers I was biggest to, but I don't care for the movies. Like we're talking old school, like growing up, I was I wasn't like as far as the movies go, X-Men probably has the best movies. They throw the most money. Well,
yeah.
Money. X-Men movies are okay,
the old like animated Transformers movie from like the 80s isn't bad. Like
yeah,
I remember watching
Transformers guy growing up.
Yeah,
in my unk days, young unk.
Yeah, you were always
like young Sheldon.
You were always unk.
I was always unk. I was a young unk.
You were young.
Another show topic for another day is some of our movie discussions, including best movie ever, La Bamba,
and Howard the Duck.
Worst movie ever, Howard the Duck.
And every other movie is just in between on the spectrum of.
But you have to see both of them. But you have to see both of them.
Yeah, where's Blair Witch Project? Is that like in the middle?
Oh man,
that's got to
be
Blair
Witch Project. I have some stories about that.
I don't know if those illegal. I don't know if those are good show stories.
Illegal stories about what I was consuming watching that one.
How many more do we want to rapid fire a couple, or are we?
Yeah, we'll rapid fire these. Who will save humanity, bros?
The Protect College Sports Act. Yes.
I'll go with the X-Men. That's my answer. How many gallons of Aquafina do you think you guys consume in a calendar year, or about bottles per day?
Not a lot of Aquafina. I go to enough press boxes though where Aquafina is like the one water because it's like the school's like a Coke deal or whatever. So I do drink
Dasani for the Pepsi schools, Aquafina for the Coke schools, I believe is the breakdown.
Yeah, so I do end up drinking probably around 10 gallons. No, that's kind of high. 8 gallons of Aquafina a year.
I don't know what the answer is. I'll think about it, but the dues I drink at football games.
Oh man, you do crush.
I'm all hopped up on Mountain Dew.
How many gallons of dues? Rough estimate.
That's a good question. A lot. Who's your main man?
Oh, Michelangelo. Michelangelo. Easily.
You're Michelangelo?
Oh yeah, big time. Life of the party. Come on.
So you love pizza, but not pizza with pineapple.
No. I think I said I didn't. It's just not for me. I didn't like hate it. I was just like, it's just not for me.
Okay. Can you talk about the new Mountain West television contract at all? I can tell you this, that the MW Plus gets each school. You have to pick a school when you subscribe, even if you're a media member.
Even Navarez said that in her opening address. You have to pick a school.
I will not tell you who I picked, just so you can choose to hate or love me. Homer or hater, whatever it is, but
Utah Tech soccer.
Utah Tech soccer is who I picked. 60% of the subscriptions basically go to the school. Yeah. There is some upfront cost that has to pay for some stuff before that gets to the schools, but essentially the answer is 60% go to the school if you pick their school and you subscribe, and that bodes probably well for New Mexico because they tend to have a fan base that does want to watch a lot of that stuff, so should be okay. That doesn't really answer the question, but there you go. Transformers, more than meets the eye. That's true.
Objectively.
The Bear Winch. Oh, interesting. I don't know if that's the movie I watched. Although, not that I have a lot of memories of the movie. Anyway.
And what a show today. How about it? What a show. Wow.
So the takeaways.
Too many personal anecdotes.
The takeaways from this show.
I'm kind of a tool.
What's sexier, the mile or the 100 in track?
It's a debate that's still raging on.
Sean loves Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and has a girlfriend that stuck with him even after she found this out.
Traumatized her.
Central Michigan halftime show is in the works.
It's in the works. Maybe we should. Maybe the handicap is that you get like a something yard head start, and I have to wear like the taco suit.
I would be too distracted by the taco suit.
What, I don't know, green chili.
I would run towards.
Then you would that green chili. You would just like attack me. Like, I don't know.
I'm not going to put comments like this on the screen. Does this comment make my ass look fat? Why would I put that?
Whoa, family friendly.
Oh yeah, a $sign look fat.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Next week we'll be back for more.
Wow, this felt like old times today. Just utter like 20% actual like relevant conversation, and then 80% just nonsense. Really,
I do think I'm going to track down a guest for next week's show, and that'll keep us on track for about 20 minutes of our hour-plus show of ramblings. And as we get closer to football, obviously we'll start focusing in and honing in a little bit more on some of this. There is an open practice tonight, a reminder, and I will be there. I think. I mean, if they let me in, so I don't know why they wouldn't let me in.
I think we're going to try and stick to Tuesdays as the season gets closer. That's when press conferences will be. Of course, we'll have a natural rhythm then of, the Tuesday shows after Jason X weekly press conference, and then of course post game as well. The post game is going to be interesting in the back half of the schedule. There's 3 Friday games on the back half of the schedule, back quarter of the schedule actually. So
a lot of late games that might require a lot of do.
Lots of do.
I'm Geoff Grammer. He's Sean Reider. We're going to go. We're going to go now.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate everybody who tuned in today and produced our show for us with all your questions. Thank you.
All right. Get your bets in now on what our awkward pause will be when I hit end stream and it takes about 10 seconds for it to actually go off. I think I'm going to stick with the thumbs up, but you're about to find out because I'm clicking it now. Wait, nope.